So I wanted to come on here and make this video about how I made this mod using AI because I thought it would be interesting for some people, maybe helpful for some. When it comes down to modding BG3 and the learning curve of that, it's for me at least it was a big one. And you know, AI being a resource that's out there and available, I decided to use AI. I know some people, it's controversial and things like that, but when you're just, you have a regular brain and, things like that, it's hard kind of to see another way to make it happen for you. And, we all love this game and we all love, the people out there who dedicate their time to learning how to mod properly and making amazing mods in BG3. And this is no, undermine to that, but this is I just wanted to post this as maybe another way for people who want to make a mod and maybe just don't have, the time or a way to figure it out, and they don't want to wait to see if the mod is made by one of the amazing modders out there. And it's, it's it was fun for me. It was interesting to see and work with the mod and or not the mod, but work with the AI to have my mod come true and make it into BG3. And for me, I liked the experience. It had ups, it has downs, but for the most part it was really interesting, and I felt like I was really working with someone to, actually make my specific dream come true when it comes down to what I wanted. And so I love X-Men, and there are amazing mods out there that really, you know, bring kind of the X-Men dream to life. And, there's specific mods out there now that are even based on X-Men and give you powers and abilities that are X-Men based. And but when it came down to Rogue, she has a really complex power, right? The absorption power, and in BG3 there's no mechanic for that. At least I don't know of a mechanic where you can, copy class actions, copy someone's spell list and take it for yourself, and, be able to fully use, the abilities whenever you want and things like that. And that's kind of Rogue's whole thing. That's her heart, is her mutant gene. And I wanted to see if AI could make it, and it took a little bit of, training the AI and working with the AI, but it made it work. It made it happen. And it's all, AI. Like the pictures I did with ChatGPT, the effects and things like that for the spells I made specifically for the power. It's the subclass is called Power Thieves, but the spells and things like that I made specifically for the mod are VFXs that are like free online or vanilla in the game. The animations and things like that, vanilla, they're all vanilla. But the kind of some of the logic and things like that I use with AI. So the main mechanic here is her power absorption, right? She'll touch somebody and she'll take their powers. Whatever they can do, she can do. And that's a really complex kind of mechanic. And, when it comes down to like how it was going to work in BG3, I don't know how it could, but the AI saw a way it could work. I had to train it. So when it comes down to training the AI, I was feeding it a lot of scripts and Lua logic from the game. Like I unpacked the game data, and I had it reverse engineer the Lua logic and just learn proper Lua functions and whatever. I don't even know how to explain it, but I had to learn the proper way to do it. I unpacked a few mods that are available online and just had it reverse engineer them and like learn how it made things possible, like learn how it made, other things work, and, just other ways Lua can work and all its possibilities. And so using all the information, it found a way to make the power absorption mechanic work. and you click on, so how it works is like just like Rogue, you kind of, it's a melee kind of base spell. You click on somebody and you'll absorb their spells. So this is the main spells for the fighter class, the subclass. But when you go into the common section, you'll see there's kind of like a huge list here of spells and different class actions and abilities that are, you know, are all different, way different, they don't match and things like that. It's because, she's absorbed all these different people over the span of the game. I'm in Act 3 right now. If you don't know, if you don't recognize the scenery, I am in Act 3 right now. And so it's really cool too. I don't know like how all of this works or how it even made it possible, but in like true rogue fashion, as you continuously absorb people and as you continuously like touch them and interact with them, you gain like higher versions and higher levels of their spells. So I right here, I think somewhere is like kind of where I got spells from Wiccan. This is Wiccan. I think this is kind of somewhere where I got spells from him. And if any of these spells have like a upcast version, they'll load here at the end. So let's see. So yeah, you'll see here you gained level 4s, 6, 7, 8, some other things. He has new spells from when I've last absorbed him. So you gain those and the upcast versions of any spells that you already know, which I think is super cool. And so, and there's one where so basically how the Lua logic works is it created a status that is kind of the Lua logic for the draining mechanic, the copy spell mechanic, and I made an ally absorption and an enemy absorption. So this one is like it heals and it copies a power. So that's kind of the whole kind of idea of it. It's like Rogue absorbed somebody who's able to heal and able to like manipulate life energy and things like that, and so you're able to channel that power and heal an ally. But when you heal them, you touch them, of course, so you're forced to absorb their spells and absorb their powers. And I think that's just so cool. I'm gonna open up the actual scripter I used. So this is VS Code here, and all of this script here that you see, the AI did entirely itself. It just it understood how to make subclasses from when I had it reverse engineer data that was in the game, that's in vanilla data, and it just made everything, and the UIDs it generated itself. It was able to pack and unpack mods, or not pack and unpack, but pack and unpack the mod as I was testing it and deploy it itself. Like I didn't have to do anything myself when it comes down to like the systems of it, I guess. Like it was able to unpack it, find errors, repack it, deploy, have me wait for me to come back for the results. And I just think that's so cool and that's really interesting. This is the kind of like the chat here. I had it like load some of the scripts that I created, or not I created, but the scripts I had it made so that I could show you guys. This is the main power absorption Lua kind of script. It just listed everything and made it all itself. It was just sitting there typing, and it didn't take long. It took like 5 minutes. It was so quick. Just it just was answering itself and questioning itself. And I know some of I don't know what some of this is, but things, it works. As you can see, like I tested it in game, and I just think that's really cool that AI is able to do that, and it's able to make your visions come true, and help you out when it comes down to like making mods. And so if you find that you're wanting to make a mod in BG3 and or you want to see a mod in BG3, and maybe like it's really hard to kind of get around just the learning curve of making it happen. Maybe AI could be for you. I don't know how. Like I said, I think the rogue absorption mechanic, it created like a whole new mechanic for BG3. So I think that's really complex, and if it can do that, then I think that a lot of things could be possible. So just kind of work with it and test it out and see if you want to work with AI in making your mod come true. Um, Another thing I want to say is like I had a lot of fun with this. If anybody enjoyed the video and wants to see like me make another X-Men or another kind of superhero with AI and see like what it can do, then just comment below and let me know and I'll totally try it out. I've already kind of worked with it a little bit on making a new power, or not power, but a new X-Man, or not X-Man, but mutant. I want to make Madeline Pryor. I think that would be really cool, and like, because goblins are such a big thing in kind of this game, and she's the Goblin Queen, and so that'd be kind of cool to like see if like what I could do with making people goblins, or controlling goblins and things like that. But if you have any kind of idea of like, oh, I want to see this, or I want to see if that's possible, and you can't do it yourself, just let me know in the comments and I'll do it. But if you like this video, give it a like, and um, thanks for checking it out.